The first time it happened, I was 6 years old, and I was sharing a bed with this person who fondled me in the middle of the night.
Akilah Brayboy was just 6 years old when another young girl first touched her.
The initial reaction was, what's going on here? I hadn't been touched in this way before. It felt strange. It felt awkward.
She didn't tell her parents, but continued to see the girl often. A pattern of fondling lasted for years.
You heard about the food fight yesterday? Yeah.
As Akilah got older, she wanted to like boys, but gravitated to girls.
I definitely had girl crushes. Some of my friends in school, I would see them and I would be attracted to them, but I would never act on it just out of fear because everybody had boyfriends and there was nobody really who had a girlfriend. So I would just have the feeling and I would internalize it, but I wouldn't do anything about it.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
In college, Akilah partied and drank heavily. She discovered when she was drinking, she had the courage to act on her feelings for women.
The drinking helped me to be a little bit more outgoing. It just made me less inhibited. It was just a way to be a little bit more liberated.
Eventually, Akilah had a steady girlfriend.
Well, we were definitely emotionally connected. It was like a real relationship. We did everything together. Something inside of me kind of thought it was wrong, but I didn't care. I just didn't care because I felt like I was doing what I needed to do to be happy.
One day, Akilah learned her two brothers had become Christians. They told her about Jesus.
They were very zealous and very passionate about the gospel of Jesus Christ, and they knew that I was partying, I was drinking, I had a girlfriend, and so they would have their Bibles and sit me down and go over scriptures just about salvation and about homosexuality and how God felt about it and how it was wrong and abomination. And at that time, I didn't really care. I was like, whatever, I'm out of here.
Her brothers didn't give up and kept talking to Akilah.
All of a sudden, I started to feel guilty about what I was doing and where I was going. And I knew that it was because God somehow was dealing with me about it. About drinking, about being with my girlfriend. Things just started to shift. There was like a major shift in my life. I started having these guilty feelings about it, like you shouldn't be doing this.
One night, Akilah drove home drunk. The next morning, she could not remember the drive. It scared her, and she knew her life had to change.
Everything that my brothers had been talking to me about was kind of coming to the forefront of my mind. So I was weary at that point, and I felt like I needed something else because everything I was doing wasn't really giving me the peace that I thought I should have had.
The following Sunday, Akilah went to her brother's church.
The pastor, he was preaching a word that just seemed to fit my situation all the way around. It was like every word out of his mouth just kind of pierced in my heart. I started trembling. It was just like this overwhelming presence of the Lord. Like I could feel him around me. And so I was just shaking in my body. And then I heard the Lord say to me, if you're going to come and walk with me, I need you to give me 100% of who you are. And in that moment, I realized that I could do it. It was just, I had peace. There was like a sense of peace that I hadn't experienced before, and I knew that if he was calling me, it was for a purpose. So I just surrendered all and I went down to the altar.
That day, Akilah says she accepted Jesus Christ as her Savior.
I asked for his forgiveness. I had so many things in my life that I had done wrong, and I wanted his forgiveness and I wanted his acceptance and his love. So I definitely laid everything down on the table, and he knew anyway, but I just had to release it from myself.
Akilah broke up with her girlfriend, stopped drinking, and began a new life.
I felt like a new creature. I felt new. I felt refreshed. I felt like God was teaching me how to walk with him. So that meant daily prayer, daily study of the word, fasting. Everything just started evolving really quickly.
Today, she is married and has 2 daughters.
It's been a process of him renewing my mind a daily process, an ongoing process of him showing me his way and what it means to be a woman of God and what it means to be a wife and what it means to be a mom. It's just not possible to clean up your act on your own. You need God to show you how to do it. And I think a lot of people say, well, I want to get it right before I go to the Lord, but only the Lord can help you to be different. It takes his power to change you to want to be different. Only he can do that.